What's up, YouTube land? Xeno Gaming back here for the first time ever, a F1 2018 career mode video here, as we will decide to be driving for the Sauber F1 team, as I believe that is a great challenge for the career mode, and we will be driving alongside Charles Leclerc as our teammate for this journey here. And here are the race settings we will be using, with 50% races, full qualifying, and I wasn't sure how much to up the AI difficulty because I do tend to struggle against 110, but 100 is a bit easier, so I put it in the middle, 105. I thought that was the right balance for me at this stage of the game. Yeah, full simulation damage on, safety cars on. And yeah, let's get stuck into this career mode. All assist off, of course. For the first race here in Australia, it's going to be very exciting.
Welcome to Melbourne, where qualifying for the Australian Grand Prix should be getting underway shortly. This is the kind of track that eats rear tyres for breakfast, or so I'm told by more experienced drivers than myself.
No matter how good a driver is at managing their throttle application to limit rear slip, they can't always overcome a car that's inherently bad at looking after its rear tyres. Here we have a lot of low-speed corner exits, which means a whole load of energy, heat and tyre wear.
Yep, so welcome to the Australian Grand Prix, our home race for the first episode of the career mode, as we come here into qualifying to end our first lap with a 1 minute 23.6. I thought it was a decent lap. There's a lot of time to find. I made a couple of errors in the lap, but on the next one on the same tyres, we come around into turn 5 and just go a bit too hard, go onto the edge of the strip and put it in the wall, and that was it for qualifying.
Are you alright?
So,
engine off, engine off.
Find. We could have definitely been in Q2, but unfortunately put it in the wall, and that's it for qualifying 1, and we end up qualifying down in P19 for Romano, so not the greatest start to our career here in the Sauber car, crashing out in qualifying, which is very unfortunate, but that's the situation we got ourselves in. Now we're going to race. Here's David Croft for the race introduction.
New drivers. Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, with Daniel Ricciardo slotting in alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Raikkonen, Bottas, Max Verstappen, and Vettel, Grosjean, Perez, Ocon, and Nico Hülkenberg, Magnussen, Alonso, Carlos Sainz, and Leclerc, Gasly, Van Dorn, Brendan Hartley, and Lance Stroll, the captain, and Sergei Sirotkin rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Okay, I know it's your home Grand Prix, but treat it like any other race. Don't take unnecessary risks.
Welcome to the very first race of the Australian Grand Prix F1 2018 career mode race. Here we are. It's a one-stop strategy with a bit of rain to be involved in this race, which makes the strategy very important to get it right, because I was thinking about starting on the soft tyre to get straight to the rain, but I thought the super softs would last to that point, which we'll see what happens. But here we are for the very first race of the season. Sitting on the grid, 5 red lights. And let's go for the Australian Grand Prix. We get a very good start here. Romano coming up behind, but we go very deep into turn 1, almost hit Hartley and Leclerc, but managed to survive coming through the dive bomb. Was a bit late on the brakes, and P14 it is though, coming in now, getting slipstream down the turn 3 by Leclerc. Managed to go down the inside of Alonso here, but he closes that gap, and we have to settle into P14 for now. For this opening sector of the race was a good start. Here the field bunches up and we have managed to go down the inside. Romano goes down the inside of Alonso, looking at the rear tyre signs. So Alonso sticks around the outside as now we tuck back into the slipstream, and Alonso into turn 9 is dispatched. Lock up on the front right as we go deep to make sure we get the move done. A bit vulnerable coming out of the chicane, but the McLaren driver is now under attack from Leclerc, which is good for us. And now chasing Carlos Sainz for P12, so from P19 to P13 on the very first lap of your career, not a bad way to start out at all. So yeah, good start to the Sauber career mode, and that's a very good first lap in my opinion, as Hamilton is now the leader of the Grand Prix on the very first lap. So now we're just trying to settle into the Grand Prix here, on to lap 3 now, following Sainz, who's all over the back of Magnussen. Magnussen makes a mistake into turn 6, as he's now holding up Sainz quite heavily as he defends into turn 9 and gets a horrible exit. Sainz has the run, as we are now coming under pressure behind from Charles Leclerc, our teammate, who's got past Alonso and he's now really settling into this race as we go very deep into the chicane, get a poor exit out of here, and Leclerc's all over the back of us. So Romano under a bit of pressure here. Meanwhile, Magnussen defending from Sainz. Sainz goes around the outside. We go deep into the corner, but we managed to hold off Leclerc for now. And Sainz around the outside, a bit of contact there with Magnussen, and he manages to move into P11, sorry. And now we fancy our chances on Kevin Magnussen, who's a bit slow at this stage of the race and doesn't have the pace to quite keep up with the rest of the guys, and slipstreaming down using the full ERS and engine modes available to us. But can't get close enough into turn 1, even with DRS, as he's got the slipstream from Sainz. And now moving on to the end of lap 4 here, we go very deep into turn 15. We're still close to the back of Kevin Magnussen.
We're
still being
expecting
followed
rain
by
in around 10 to 15 minutes.
And there it is from Jeff, rain in 10 to 15 minutes, hoping our super soft tyres can last that distance. But we've got a great run on Magnussen here. Don't quite get close enough to have a go in turn 1, but he gets a very poor run. A little front wing is broken.
Mind that front wing,
and
it'll need replacing if it takes too much damage.
DRS around the outside of Kevin Magnussen into turn 3, and we managed to make the move stick. But this is the front wing that damage didn't affect our pace at all. Didn't really feel any effect to it, so it was only a minor front wing damage. And
okay, take it easy on the car. We can't sustain this level of damage.
Thank you, Jeff. And yeah, so now it's just managing to try and catch Sainz and pull away from the guys behind. But Leclerc now has gotten past Magnussen, and he's putting us under pressure coming into the end, to the start of lap 6. So we get a poor run, Romano does, out of turn 6. And Leclerc's really putting the pressure on here, as we need to use the full mode. Our teammates got the pace over us at the minute, as we're just don't seem to have the same pace as him. He's got the great run down into the far chicane. We have to defend the inside, does Romano, but he's able to hold position for now, very wide on the curve there. But Leclerc doesn't get the best run through the chicane. We're able to pull the gap here. But now on to the end of lap 7. Leclerc's now in the pit lane.
Charles is in the pits.
So
our gap to the car in front is 5.4 seconds.
Thank you, Jeff. So now we have Magnussen behind him. We're pulling away from him. But now on to the end of lap 12. We pull into the pit lane. We'll just in our own race there for the next few laps. And we quite didn't make it to the rain period, so we did have to put on the soft tyres. And this is where my mistake was. I didn't realise that the front wing option was on yes or auto or whatever, and it changed the front wing when we didn't need that to be changed. It wasn't affecting our pace at all, and that cost us a lot of time, 5 seconds at least. It cost us a position for Magnussen there. But coming out the pit lane, Magnussen still just doesn't have the pace, it seems, in his Haas. For whatever reason, this race just hasn't got it. And we're all over the back of him on the end of lap 14 here, and go deep into turn 15, just trying to make up as much ground as possible. But with DRS in full effect, overtake Rich Mix and a nice slipstream.
We're not going to be able to run in this engine mode much longer. We're about a lap over target. Drop down to mix too soon. Nice work, that brings you up a place.
So yeah, able to get past Magnussen on lap 15 now. Settling into the race, trying to claw back as much time as we can. You can see Leclerc's just out of turn 5 there, so that's how much time we've lost to our teammate. But anyway, we're just trying to push on now and focus on getting Gasly. But as we start lap 16...
Check your MFD for a new strategy option. The gap to car in front is 2.4 seconds.
Thank you, Jeff. The rain has started to come down now. As you see us understeer really badly and oversteer on the exit of turn 1.
Confirmed.
Because the rain has hit, and it's hit really quickly here in Australia. Unlike our league race in Canada, where it felt like it took 6 laps for the rain to finally be the dry tyres to not be usable. The rain has hit straight away. Instantly, we just can't have no grip at all. Look at that, almost putting it in the wall where you didn't qualify. As we now come into the pit lane because the dry tyres just aren't usable. So we did 2 laps. It was a very, 4 laps on dry tyres before we have to make a change. And now we're getting held up by Leclerc, who's obviously first in the queue. And then the pit crew very slow to react here, getting our tyres ready, and this really hurts our chances in getting any points in this race, really. As we drop right down to P18 now, and the Williams cars actually managed to pit on the lap before.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
So yeah, the Williams car of Sorokin jumps me. Van Dorn is the only car behind me, so we're pretty much at the back of the pack and got a lot of work to do. And Van Dorn's already having a go into turn 17, so managed to hold him off for now, but very tricky conditions to drive in. Track's very wet already, very quickly wet. Now coming into lap 19, we're kind of closing the gap to Sorokin. Van Dorn's still right behind us. We have a big oversteer moment, and very difficult to manage traction here. As you can see, we now go deep into turn 3 and off the track, and Van Dorn gets past us, and that silly mistake, just pushing too hard in conditions.
Okay, we lost the position. Try to keep focus.
Looking for the grip where it's not there. Now we make another mistake in turn 5, so clearly haven't got enough grip. And another mistake in the turn 3, just pushing too hard. As you can see, Van Dorn has quickly caught up to the back of...
Blue flag, blue flag.
To the back of Sorokin and the Williams, so he's got good pace. But now, here on lap 21, getting the laps.
Gap to teammate ahead is 21.1 seconds. They're on old inters. The time last lap was a 1 minute 37.4.
Getting lapped is one of the worst feelings in racing.
We're not racing the car behind. Let them past when you can.
It's one of the worst feelings in racing, in my opinion. So yeah, not a great moment here. But now on lap 23, we've managed to... Van Dorn's gotten past the rock, and now we're closing on the back of him. Lance Stroll came into the pit lane and put on another set of intermediates, so we're now up into P19. Racing the 2 Williams here, as now Kimi Räikkönen's putting us a lap down, and he
gap
gets
to
very
the car
close
ahead
to us
is
there,
2.1 seconds.
So here, coming up to behind Sorokin now, as Ocon retires from the race. He was running in the points, so it's very disappointing for Ocon. Let me see on points here. And the rain is, by the way, getting heavier. I was thinking about whether to come in or not for wet tyres, the full wet tyres, but really wasn't enough laps left in the race to consider that. But here now, behind Sorokin, got a great run, but just not close enough into turn 1, so hopefully trying to set up the pass into turn 3.
Brilliant. Nice move.
As I don't know what Jeff's on about there, as we haven't passed anybody. But now coming to turn 3, really dive it in there, make a bit of contact, but managed to get past him as Stroll's come up behind us. With, this is 2 laps to go now, because we are a lap down, so there's this lap and the next lap, and it was just for P17, Romano makes the move stick. And for our home race, our first race of our career, a real tricky one around Australia, and unfortunately it's only P17 for us, so not the best result today, but yeah.
Great drive, great drive. We're really happy with that performance.
So, Sebastian Vettel wins the opening race of the year from Lewis Hamilton second, Bottas third, Raikkonen fourth, and a brilliant drive from Carlos Sainz sees him finish in P5. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Please leave a like and subscribe. So, I'll see you guys next time. Enjoy.